Thank you very much, Mr. Regis, our chairperson for tonight. Let me say pleasant good evening to our Honorable Prime Minister, though he has left, but we are certain that he is still listening to us. Honorable Alvin Bernard and Mrs. Bernard, my colleague candidates, executive members of the Dominica Labour Party, and special mention must be made of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph, our senior stalwarts, and Mr. Ducre at our back. Fellow Labourites, undecided voters, if any, around us tonight, I want to recognize my strong supporters from Tetmon, Montine, Grand Colibri, and Grand Bay. Love always. Let me say to us Labourites, I stood and I listened to the Honorable Prime Minister. And honestly, that is the first time I have felt the way that I feel tonight. Having listened to the Prime Minister and explaining what was going to happen tomorrow, I took it personal. I took it personal. And I think that message should be aired on radio stations 24/7. That is something that must be heard over and over again. I took it personal because I know my daughter is expected in Dominica. And I know, God knows, God alone knows. I want to say to us Dominicans, after listening to that message, if among us we have undecided voters, I think there should be no more chance to make up your mind. After tonight, nobody standing and hearing, listening to the Prime Minister's message can say they are going to vote the United Workers' Party and Lennox Linton. I sit and I listen and I said, Lennox Linton is not just dangerous. Lennox Linton, you know, sometimes as a medical person, I can tell you, there are times that people go through some mental breakdown in their lives. I am not praying for mental breakdown for them, but I think periodically they are going through it. And I think it is serious. It is serious for us Dominicans to really examine what is happening. Tonight I really wanted to speak on 3 points. The programs of the Dominica Labour Party, leadership, and a team versus a family. But I listened to Dr. Daru articulate and outline all the development programs in Dominica. And I think by now is not time. In 5 days, it's not time to waste on programs. Because we have seen and we have heard. And I am not going to touch that. If by now we are not convinced that the Dominica Labour Party has done enough, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So I am not going to dwell on that. But I will speak a little to leadership. Because having listened to that, and not just listening, we have looked at the leadership of Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. We have not heard, we have not seen Lennox Linton lead. But he's leading a team of Boog Fu. No, I mean the utterances, the things that are coming from their mouths, the actions that they are taken. People with a normal sense cannot be doing those things. So definitely he is leading a set of men who go through from time to time little mental breakdown. So he's a team fool. And if having listened and see the kind of things that they are saying, I look at their manifesto where they are talking of trying to make Dominica better or the best. Tell me you want to make Dominica the best, and these are the kinds of things that you want to do. These are the kinds of things you want to do. You want to break down the country when you get there for you to try to turn it around. The time that would have to turn it around, a lot of us would be dead. A lot of us would perish. A lot of us would suffer. And so we need to look at all of them and really decide whether at all we can think of putting Lennox Linton to lead this country. Lennox Linton and all his bandits are looking for themselves. They are hungry for power. And the reason they are hungry for power is to make sure that they can fill their pockets, because all their pockets are empty. That is what they are trying to do. They are selfish, greedy, and looking to see what they can do. And unfortunately, they have some people around them who are just as bad as they are. And including some from my constituency that are just as bad, selfish and greedy. Some of them from our various constituencies have benefited. Some of them have benefited from the Labour Party. Some of them have climbed these financial center, not steps. Maybe they wouldn't climb the steps. They will take the elevator to go to the financial center, to the very red clinic that they're talking about. Get money to put their businesses straight. Get money to put their businesses, but yet they tell you do not go. And they call you greedy. They call you prostitutes because you go there. What are they? They have benefited. And some of them just want for them alone to have. They just think Dominica belongs to a few. But Dominica belongs to all of us. And all of us should equally benefit from all that this Labour Party administration has to offer. And they have gotten. But tonight, as we end the campaign and get ready for Monday, it's time for us to search our consciences. Time to search our consciences. And when we speak evil and we speak bad of the Dominica Labour Party, we need to stop and think where we have benefited, where our children have benefited, where our seniors have benefited, and all of it impacting on every one of us positively. We need to really look. And as PM spoke about those that have gotten and those that have not gotten, we have all gotten. We have all gotten. Whether we want to believe it or not, we have all gotten. You may not have gotten a house, but your school children benefited. You may not have gotten money, but your granny did not have to pay for medical bills. You may not have gotten a house, but your children under 18 did not have to pay when they were at the hospital. All the school programs, the transfer grant and all of those things, you got money indirectly into your pocket. And if the mothers did not, the mothers get, and if the mother collected the $500, the fathers benefited too. Because other than that, the fathers would have had to push their hands in their pocket to provide the money. So we have all benefited. Nobody standing there. And none of them should say they have not. And even the workers benefited. The workers' supporters benefited. Because the 70 and over is not just for labor rights. The pension is not just for labor rights. It's for labor rights and UWPIs. The 70, 60 and over at hospital, when they do not have to pay, it's not just for labor rights. It's for all of us. When we give the transfer grant, we're not choosing red over blue. Everybody benefits. So it is unfair for people to want to tell me, labor pokofe and yebayo. I think we are being hypocrites when we make those kind of statements. We need to get over that. I want to say to us, look at the two teams that are presenting themselves for candidacy here for election. When you look, there is no distinction. I mean, there is nothing to talk about in terms of leadership. We know Roosevelt Skerrit has exemplified. Roosevelt Skerrit is above all. There is nobody to be compared with Roosevelt Skerrit. We know that. So that is no, we already safe. Look at the team presenting. And you look at the caliber of people that the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is presenting to you as representatives, as opposed to those the UWP is now presenting to you. And tell me whether you think in UWP have anybody that can match up to those in the Labour Party. Not one. Not one. They are unemployed, waiting for a job, hoping to have a ministry to get a salary, hoping to become a senator to get a salary. That is all they're waiting for. But we all had our salaries. All of us had our salaries and left our salaries and get into politics. We were not waiting to be put in position to make salary. So So these are men who are hungry for money and just waiting for an opportunity to see how much they can get. Do not allow ourselves to be fooled. And some of them pass around and saying, oh, your party has not done. There is one in my constituency and he's passing to my supporters asking, what is your Parl rep doing for you? You know what I tell them? Just tell him, I say, the Parl rep could not have done because he got all into his pocket. He got all into his pocket. And now he is on a political platform in Lapland talking about the Minister of Education is looking for pension. The Minister of Education pension secure long time. And talking about he was red and because he gets so much blows he turned blue. You ever hear that? But we mustn't call blows. We mustn't call for blows because when blows come we might not be able to take it. We must not call for blows. And he has not gotten blows because he benefited from the Labour Party more than my ordinary Labour Party supporters in Grand Bay. And when he was benefiting from all that this Labour Party administration was offering, he wasn't concerned about my poor Granberrians. He wasn't concerned about them. He never once come to them and tell them, can we give you a job? Can I help you? Can I do what? No. Now he is not getting the amount he used to get. He's showing that he's concerned. But let me tell you, Dominicans, he is not able to influence not one vote in Grand Bay. Not one. Not one. The Granberrians are smarter than that. And so, the same way we in Grand Bay can stand and make our decision, so I want the people in Roseau to stand and make your decision for Alo. Alo is a humble man. Alo is a respectable man. Alo was just a senator. And when he contested, the Prime Minister did not just shove him on a side. He made him a senator. And he represented the people of Roseau Central more than their parliamentary representative. Their parliamentary representative spent time outside of parliament, in people's parliament. He spent time all over the place when he should be speaking on your behalf. Alo was the one who was there speaking on your behalf. And so all Alo is asking is for the mandate for him to open his mouth wider. He just wants to open it wider because you have given him the mandate to do that. So my dear people of Dominica, we have 5 more days for the 5 years that we are asking for. When we leave here tonight, usually when I make that final plea, it really gets me down to my heart. Because let me tell you, I wish I could go and support in all the constituencies. Because I want us to win the 21 constituencies. To teach United Workers' Party and Lennox Linton a message once and for all. Because they are a set of bandits, they are wicked, they are malicious, and they have no love in their heart for people. Imagine you go airport and do that nonsense and your relative and my relative coming in. Your relative and my relative coming in and that kind of nonsense going on at the airport. Tell them to stop my daughter for her not to vote for me. Tell them stop her. Not 10 like them, they cannot. You see? So my dear people, that is a lesson for us to learn. That is a lifelong lesson that is before us. A lifelong lesson. On the 8th of December, make sure we take our time and put the liquor core by the Soulier. Nowhere else. But do not go alone. Bring somebody with you. As we live here tonight, let us go at our homes and see which are the 3, 4, 5 people that we can still turn against Linton and his nonsense. Because one good thing, we mustn't be too vexed, you know. Because one good thing, every time they open their mouths and do something and say something, or every time they take an action, is one more nail in the coffin. That is how God works. That is how God works. While you see they are trying to look at all demonic things, but God is in control. And he will continue to work for the Dominica Labour Party. One thing I want us to do, we have prayer warriors out there. We want to thank them. And we want to encourage them to continue to pray. And from now on, when we are leaving our constituencies, let us make sure we have a few people to lift up all the vehicle and all our people in prayer. When we leave for our meeting, put God first, so that he will continue to protect us. He will continue to guide us, because no weapon formed against the children of God shall prosper. Tell them they lie. Satan is a liar, and he's not going to have control over us and the Labour Party. We have claimed victory, and we thank him for the victory that he has set before us. So come Monday, let us continue. God bless you all. Take care of all yourselves. Stay away from trouble. We love you. Thank you.